It is episode 7 of the Garage Bar, and apologies, I had recorded episode 6 according to YouTube 10 days ago, and I thought I'd uploaded it, and unfortunately I had uploaded it, but I had set it to private. So I was on this evening watching a bit of YouTube, and I noticed that I couldn't see my video there, and that is why, because it wasn't there, basically. So I've amended that now, so it's gone out already. So some people may have already watched it by the time I'm recording this one, and then that won't make sense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule this one to be released on either Friday or Saturday night. Brains, eh? I said last week, or 10 days ago, or depending on when you watch it, a couple of days ago, that my Irish Red was a bit on the turn. So just poured a pint there to see how is it about to go. I'm not getting that vinegary smell anymore, so I do think that's maybe just a bit of beer that was maybe left in the pipe. But it's not as tasty as it once was. Still got that nice caramel sweetness to it, but kind of lacks a bit of backbone that it had early doors. I think I remember I changed the hops up a little bit. I didn't use the traditional hops from memory, and they're just maybe fading away a little bit. They're sort of, I think they're sort of the more modern hops. Speaking of hops, one of the videos I watched this evening was Big Banana, who made a Nectaron Shy IPA. Coconut Shy IPA is one of those rites of passage that most homebrewers, except for me, most homebrewers will do that as a rite of passage, the Coconut Shy IPA. I've never done it, I've steered away from it, no real reason. I think, is it one of the Harrison's Brewery ones? I think it might be. I could be entirely wrong there, but I think it could be. No real reason for me not to do it. It's probably on a list that I've written down. You know what I'm like, I'll write a list of the beers I want to do, and then I'll write another list of beers I want to do, and then I'll write another list of beers, and I'll just do haphazard beers. Even that one time when I did try to do like a series of similar beers, the stouts, yeah, I didn't manage that. So anyway, but yeah, the big change there, as the title suggests, to use Nectaron instead of Citra, maybe. I don't know what's meant to go in there. But the big bold claim at the end of the video was that our friend Stephen has now added a fourth pillar of hoppage. He describes the 4 pillars. What was it? Citra, Mosaic, Nelson, and now Nectaron. He has now inspired me. I want to get a bit of Nectaron, try it out, but he has fooled me before. He did get me to buy a lot of Nelson Sauvin, and I'm not a big fan, I have to say. I think I've worked out how to use Nelson a bit better now compared to when I first got it. I think less is more for my particular taste buds, which is really weird. I think I've said this many times, that I find it weird that I don't like it because all the flavour characteristics are similar to the Sauvignon Blanc wine that I like, but in a beer it just doesn't work for me for some reason. I find it overpowering and a bit sickly. So that got me thinking about my own pillars. What hops do I like the most? And I have to say, I don't really know. Citra goes without say. I think every craft beer person who likes, IPAs and New England IPAs and that avenue of brewing, I think everybody likes Citra. I'm yet to actually find anybody who doesn't like Citra. Interesting. Yeah, so Citra would be the big one. Although I haven't brewed with Citra for quite a while. Just thinking back when I did. Oh no. The New England IPA I've been drinking for the last month has shit tons of Citra in it. So yeah, so Citra is the big one. Mosaic then would be another one of my favourites, and obviously you pair those two together, you're going to have a good time. Sabro is one of mine. And again, I made a bit of a boo-boo when I bought my big whack of Sabro. And then I bought so much of it at a time when I wasn't really brewing an awful lot. So I have a big bag of Sabro that's definitely well past its best. They need a wipe. So I bought a big bag of Sabro that's definitely past its best, and I haven't really used it to its full potential, but I think I'm going to get back into doing it. I bought a load of hops about a year or so ago, and I was planning on doing, and I have done a couple of them, a lot of experimental smash beers. So keeping the grain recipe is obviously going to be the same. It's the Maris Otter single malt, and then same hop schedule is what I meant to do. So like, what was it? Just Flame Out, Whirlpool Edition, and a dry hop at a later stage, because they were all fragrance hops, aroma and flavour hops rather than bitter and hops, so I didn't really need to put them in early. So I used Vic Secret, which was fantastic. I got a lot of pineapple out of it. I used Talus, which was a little bit underwhelming. I can't even remember what I got out of it. I do know that it's not on the list anymore for like I have a wee list of things that I want to use again or whatever. Freezer clicked in, don't know if you can hear it. So Talus is off the list. Nelson Sauvin actually was one of the ones I done there. I don't actually think I'd done the Nelson Smash. I might try. I'm reluctant to say the least. Oh, it's actually getting nicer as I get down the glass. I think I'm probably not drinking enough of it, and some of it's lying in the pipe. We're back talking about the beer, by the way. Some of it's lying in the pipe, and it's maybe just not. Well, I don't know. What's the difference between lying in the pipe and lying in the keg? I suppose it's all sealed, for want of a better word. And all of the pipes are inside the keezer, and I've just noticed that my drip tray is not directly under the tap, and it's dripping onto the floor. So well done, Gary, well done. Another video I watched this evening was, I always get this title wrong, Metalhead Mutt Homebrew. It's it's a channel I've got into relatively recently, in the last couple of months, and I really like the style that he does his videos. They're like grain to glass videos, but they're the talking head videos like this at the same time. So he'll sit and he'll talk you through the recipe, and he'll cut into little bits of it while he's brewing, and he'll talk about the brewing process as he goes through it. I find that quite a good way of doing, or certainly more engaging way of doing a grain to glass than I've seen in a while. And on this particular video, he was doing a pressure fermented lager, and I have to say it looked absolutely incredible at the end. So well done, fella. So he's doing pressure ferment. He used diamond yeast, which I've not used yet. He cracked the PSI up to 10 and he fermented at 24 degrees, I believe. And yeah, I mean, his description of the beer, and anybody that's been watching my channel for a long time, particularly back when I was still doing grain to glass videos, one of the things that I tried to get was a beer that I could drink with my mates watching football or out in the garden. And I think I once described the beer made like the Heineken you get at the Odyssey. That's the big arena here in Belfast. And that's the type of beer he was trying to make here, and he's trying to make it in a hurry. And from the visuals that we got, obviously on the camera, it looked incredible. It was crystal clear, it was perfectly lager coloured, it had a beautiful head, and his description of it smells lagery and it tastes lagery. I mean, that's just perfect, isn't it? So yeah, go check that out. It's a good video and talks a wee bit, I've obviously skimmed over it, but it talks a bit more in detail about his pressure fermenting process. It's good to watch, good revision if you're a pressure fermenter, or if you're trying to get into pressure fermenting. It might give you a few hints and tips. He uses the same unique tank thing that I have, the Firmzilla. I think this is the round nose one he uses. So yeah, there are the two videos I watched this week, or this evening actually, to be fair. I haven't really caught up too much. There's not an awful lot, I don't think, happening on the Facebook forum at the minute. So yeah, that's really it. We're only 12 minutes. Last week's was 20 minutes. This week's only 12 minutes. You're being shortchanged. It's because I'm doing 2 in one day, even though I'm not really. Yeah. Before I go, last week, although you'll see it today, which is a couple of days ago, I was telling you about I brewed a West Coast IPA. This evening set the thermostat to cold crash. I can't remember if I talked you through the recipe or not. I was going to say ingredients. Ingredients, recipe, it's recipe. Give me 1 second, let it load up. Boop, 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 boop. So, recipe. 4.5 kilograms of Maris Otter. It's your staple, it's your base malt. No need to talk about that. I do remember talking about this a little bit. 423 grams Caragold. We've talked about that. Wheat malt, Carapil / Carafoam. Hops, Chinook, Cascade and Centennial. No dry hop. But the point of this is I set it to cold crash this evening and I took a sample to measure the final gravity, which is, if I go back to batches, sorry, trying to work Brewfather. Yeah, so starting gravity 1012, 78% attenuation. So our final gravity, sorry, starting gravity, original gravity, starting gravity 1057, final gravity 1012, 78% attenuation, which gives us 5.9% alcohol ABV. And it was aiming for 5.5% alcohol. But my efficiency took a bit of a spike in the brew day. We got up to 70% efficiency, I think, which was unexpected, to say the least. Didn't do anything different. Don't think I'd done anything different anyway. Sparge took a bit longer, took a bit more time on the sparge. Maybe that helped, I don't know. Rice hulls to let the liquor flow through easier, I don't know. Did we recirculate through it? I don't know. But it's cold crashing now. It should be in the keg today is Thursday, and so it should be in the keg maybe Saturday. I'm not here on Saturday, so maybe Sunday or Monday it'll be in the keg. So hopefully by episode 8, I will have a pint of it in my hand and we'll talk you through it. Yeah, so that's just a quick update on that beer and everything I've watched this week. The weather has not improved, hence the red. Yeah. Oh, one final thing. Sarah Pantry, formerly of this parish, formerly of Daft Cat Brewery, put a post up today. 6,500 members in the BrewTube official Facebook forum. Was it 6.5 or 5.5? Was it today? It may not have been today. 5.5. So we need another 1,000 people to join quickly so that I don't make a fool of myself on the video. Anyway guys, I'm starting to ramble, I'm starting to lose interest myself, so I'd be surprised if any of you are still interested in what I'm saying. So we'll call it a night for now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll get back to grain to glass maybe later in the year. I'm certainly more inspired by that sort of video than this, but I want to keep the channel going. I want to keep content coming out just to try and stay sane, I guess. So cheers.